Hi, this is Coach Dan Williams with Character Advantage. For you to stay committed to success and to build on the success that you're having, your heart needs a course of travel. Now, we find athletic success through our physical training, through our mental training, but oftentimes we don't ever consider training of our heart. So over the years, as an athlete myself, the parent of a player on the elite pathway, and as a coach at a very competitive level, I realized that setting a course for the heart not only helped ensure that the athlete and my player was growing in their commitment to success, but it also helped them sustain the success when it began to happen and take place. And so if I want to see the heart transform and begin to grow, I need to identify the types of attitudes that I want to focus on. And when I began to focus on the types of attitudes that I wanted to see demonstrated in my player, in my athletes on my teams, I began to realize that that's how I could set a course. That I needed to narrow in on the attitudes that I wanted to focus on. And so as I began to experiment and try different things, I began to realize that when I would identify an attitude that I wanted to grow in my player as a parent, or an attitude that I wanted to see in my players on my teams, I would begin to think about that attitude through three different lenses. The first was looking through the lens of what would that attitude look like when it was demonstrated with a limited understanding of that attitude, or maybe even a limited belief in that attitude. So the second lens that I looked through was, what would that attitude look like when it was beginning to grow and transform? So not just a perfect picture of that attitude, but what would that look like in different settings and in different situations where I could identify that, hey, that attitude is beginning to transform in a direction towards growth. And the third lens that I would look through was, what would that attitude look like if it expanded beyond my expectation? What would that look like? And because I was focusing my energy in this area of building the heart and setting this course, I began to realize that that was helping the athlete, that was helping my player work through how to handle the success that they were achieving. They began to live in that moment where it became normal. Like they normalized success because success wasn't the destination anymore. They began to look past success towards something else. If you haven't already subscribed to Character Advantage and this channel, I want you to subscribe right now. The more we get into this community, the better this community is going to be as we begin to dive into and learn how character can be our advantage in sport.